Greetings, kin folks, and welcome back to this platform. And for those who are new, I welcome you too. And before I get started, why don't you just go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you have not subscribed? And I know you haven't subscribed because never mind. Okay. But yeah, hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. Hit the like button if you like the content that I am bringing to you. And make sure you leave some comments and questions. If you're too scared to leave it down in the comment box, you can email me, and I'm going to have my email is also in the description box, and I'll leave it at the end of this video, all of my email and other social media contact information. Also, you are welcome to share the information if you find it valuable. So let's get into it. Okay, so in my last video, I was basically venting some things that I was going through and dealing with. And even within my family, within my work situations. And since then, and I'm so grateful and thankful that I've been endowed with a connection that I have spiritually with my spiritual God, because we're all spiritual beings. So can't nobody just say that, can't no human being say they're special and that they are the only spiritual person on the planet, or there's other spiritual beings. Like, everyone is spiritual. We're all spiritual beings having human experiences. But I'm so grateful and thankful for the connection that I do have with my spiritual guides, benevolent ancestors, and the ascended masters. And I know he was like, well, how do you know they're the ascended masters? I'm just hoping. Okay. I'm putting it out there. All right. Just like when you manifest things, you put it out there what you want in hopes that you get. Okay. And I'm not hoping, I'm getting. Because I see certain manifestations. I'm getting answers. So what it might be all over the place, but let's hope not. Let's hope I can stay on track, because I did not make any notes, because I'm coming to you bearing it all. Okay, I feel naked right now. But anywho, what I want to bring to you is that, or share with you, is that a lot of traumas I realize from my experiences, let me just not say a lot, from my experiences and within my family, is usually like a spiritual awakening. It is to awaken you to who you truly are, or to get you on the path to recognizing and wanting to connect with your spiritual being, that true, authentic self that you truly are. Because even though we are spiritual beings having a human experience, we are still connected to the cosmos. And with our physical suit is what connects us not only with Earth, but other cosmic energies like other planets, the sun, to help guide us. And I guess, I don't want to say I guess, because it's different in different countries. You have Vedic astrology, you have Western astrology, you have Chinese astrology. But either way, we are being guided from the heavenly abodes above. We all have a purpose here, whether we know it or not. We have a mission, we have a purpose. Okay? So with that being said, what I am trying to bring to you, and what I'm realizing, and a lot of you probably already realized this, but for those who have not, who click on this video, it could just be a confirmation is that a lot of times we experience hardship. And those hardships, believe it or not, you may not be aware of it at the time because you're caught up in the moment. But the more and more you realize those experiences, it makes you become more aware. When you're in the moment and things are happening, you can immediately, instead of getting caught up in your emotions, you can immediately step back and be like, this is a test. I'm being tempted. And I need to stop and gather myself and either tell any other parties in the situation involved, I need a moment. I need to walk away from this because I need to think it through. I need to sleep on it. And that's okay to want to sleep on it. If you're being rushed into something, sometimes immediate answers, if you know you're confident from within, or you know something is telling you to go ahead with it. But otherwise, if you're too skeptical and you're confused, don't make any decisions under the confusion state. Okay? Because you don't want to end up regretting something later. So, I keep saying so. But what I am realizing in my situations, I know right now I'm feeling a need to take a risk, even though I am afraid to take that jump off the cliff, realizing there's an ocean to catch my fall. But before I even can see over the cliff, I'm thinking it's rocks and a hard pavement down there. I'm picturing something that's not even there. And this is something, I listened to this gentleman, oh my gosh. And he's like a reminder to me because a lot of the things I'm going through, which is a healing process, an ascension process, all in all, I'm evolving, I'm growing and evolving into someone else. And I don't mean like physically, even though sometimes physically you can change. It changes you depending on your determination to make certain changes with yourself physically. But it's very much so internal. And there have been some things I'm going through, and I forget sometimes that how I feel and how I am on the inside reflects that on the outside. And I have, from time to time in my past, allowed things on the outside of me to influence me. And this gentleman who I was about to say, he looked like he's of Indian descent. His name is Quasi Johir. And oh my gosh, check him out on YouTube. I'm telling you. Sometimes we look at people and we think with just viewing the video without actually watching the video, we think just by looking at the title and who the person, oh, this is going to be boring. But I'm telling you, when you think about what you're going through and you really want to resolve and you're ready to grow, I clicked on Quasi Johir. And Johir, if you ever get a chance to see and hear my video, thank you. Thank you. Go check Quasi Johir out because he's on it. He is on it. And, even the teacher has a teacher. Even the mentor has a mentor. Because sometimes they get confused about things. We don't know everything on this planet to know. We don't know about all of the experiences. How do you know you've experienced it all? Of course, a lot of things have made you cautious. And if you feel confused, that's why I say, if you need a while to think about it, take a while, because especially if you haven't come across an experience like that. Let me drink a little bit of water. Excuse me, y'all. No disrespect. Beautiful that water is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And it clenches you out all in the right time. The right time. So beautiful. Okay, so also within my experiences, learning from Kwasi, he actually helps me to get a grip on what I already know. He's confirming things that I've already put into routine, into rotation, into my routine rotation. But sometimes we forget and we have to be reminded. So basically, I have also been on the self-love, because I truly, I tell people sometimes, when they come to me for my advice or they want to know stuff, and I say, well, you need to take time out and love yourself. And they be like, I love myself. And I'm sitting here thinking, if you truly love yourself, if you know you don't feel good about what someone is saying and doing or how they're treating you, you wouldn't put up with that. A person who loves himself is gonna see the red flag. And if you don't see it, you're gonna feel it. Especially what's going on, you'll be like, I love myself too much. I'm sorry. Hampton, I can't do this. And it's okay to be honest and speak your mind. What they're gonna do? When you speak to people, you don't have to be nasty about, I don't want y'all stinking asymmetric Quasimodo do this. You gotta go through all of that. Sometimes you just want to say, you want to get it out. Y'all be like, I can't not do it. Yes, you can. Who's controlling you? The situation, the other person, or you? You got to take control of you. People, y'all get it so messed up. It's not about, you're talking about I can't. Of course you can't, because you've already placed it. You've placed that power command on you. So your manifestation is going to be you can't. But honestly, you can. We were created in the image and after the likeness of a great being, the source. Each and every one of us is a replica here to have a human experience. And we're reporting back our findings just through our experiences and how we're handling them. And by the end of our term being here in this existence, and we haven't handled it right, we have to repeat. Just like, everything is a replica of a higher evolution, a higher dimension, a higher knowing. So I have come to love myself. And when you love yourself, especially after experiencing a lot of the trickery, you come to become more familiar with the tricks. This is why we are created with will. Will exists. The existence of will is positive, negative, masculine, feminine, good, bad, knowing both. Being able, if you only try to stay on one side of the fence and never experience the other, when it's time for you to experience the other, it's going to be a lot of trauma. But that trauma isn't bad once you gain knowledge of what you're going through. And when I say gain knowledge, sometimes you have to be wanting to be on a path to knowing yourself. And when you're on that path of knowing yourself, when things happen, you're going to come into the knowing of why it's happening and to reflect on it and get the lesson from it. Okay? So there is a purpose of being here. Yeah, experience life on earth to the fullest. Notice I said fullest and not foolish. Let's not be foolish. There are going to be some foolish moments, but let's pray and meditate. Basically, pray to our spirit guides, ancestors, or pray to the higher being within us, that spirit being within us, to help us recognize and get us back on the right track. For those who don't believe there's spirit guides and all of that, pray to the spirit, your spirit self, because your spirit self knows. It will only interfere, will only step in when you seek the guidance. Okay? And for those who don't believe what I'm saying, it's fine. It's okay. Maybe right now you just listening to this is planting a seed. And then you walk away and a couple of years later, you're like, someone told me this. And I know, because I've had that same experience. Well, there were certain things I didn't believe until I believed it. Until I was ready to believe it. So for real people, no, you can't love another until you come to know love of self. Knowing love of self is only then you can love another. You're willing to not just cater to wanting someone to cater to all the things you like, and looking for someone who's just like you. That's the only reason they say opposites attract. And I even heard a statement, opposites cannot attract when you're seeking someone similar. So really, similar people attract, or similarities attract, and not opposites. What do you think about that? Do you go out and say, I want someone totally different from me? Or you going out looking for someone similar to you? Because it's all about you to you. It's all about me to me, until I come to recognize the love within me, and understanding and overstanding how to reflect that love from within out. Knowing, oh wow, now I know how to treat me. Now I can respect the other person's energies, vibrations, and frequencies. So basically, as I have said in many of my videos, not all of them, but many of them, I'm here to teach you not to think like me, but in hopes that my experiences reflect something similar that will help you to think like it. Because at the end of the day, the week, the month, the year, it is about tapping into your own authenticity. You're in search of you. And once you find you and you come to love you, you're going to recognize the connection you have with others. And as I said before, if it's something you're not, no one is ugly. Look at a person, ooh, they ugly. Somebody loved them. That's why they're here. How they get here? They still surviving because they're here. And just because you're not attracted to them doesn't mean someone isn't attracted to them. So show them the same respect as if you would want that respect. Because someone can look at you and be like, oh, that's a ugly something. You know what I'm saying? Let your beauty from within shine through your vessel. Learn how to talk to people. Of course, there was a time, especially with me, and I said, well, women do, but and that's why I don't have very many friends, because I'm so blunt. And I had to learn I can still be blunt, but there's a way to express it. learning how to express your feelings without being harsh. Letting the other person know, I get it. You find me attractive. Thank you very much. Thank you for the compliment. I really appreciate that. But at this time, I'm not interested. Some people push forward, and I just have to be like, my energy isn't vibrating on your frequency. So the attraction isn't there. You're a very good looking person. It's just not for me. There's ways to express yourself. Oh, it's so much I would love to share with you guys. So much. Because really, we make it hard for ourselves. They have these people that they call on social media trolls. People who just want to make problems. Sometimes, some people got to put on a different mask so they can play a different role. Hey, don't play into it. And for those who have the trolls trolling them, they're going to keep trolling because you're giving them attention. Positive attract negative until you become balanced. And about that, knowing the tricks of the devil, the devil is a master teacher because he's a master of tricks. But once you master his tricks, then you can't be tricked by the trickster. You have now mastered the tricks of the trickster, the master trickster. You are now a master. So pay attention, because you can be tricked into displaying emotions that can bring your vibration down to a lower frequency. And yeah, I might be sitting here like, oh, but I don't be having those beautiful moments all the time. I am still on my path to learning and perfecting myself as well. We're all being tested. I know I'm not perfect. My past isn't beautiful. But what I went through in my past, as long as I've learned from my past, then why do we have people who act like they don't have a past either? What if I'm in the spotlight? You are in the spotlight amongst those who know you as well. Just because more may know of me, that doesn't mean you know me. Okay. Just because someone has $1 million don't mean they can't be tempted. And it doesn't mean just they could have $1 million today and $1 to their name tomorrow. Life has a way of shifting things around. I have this thing that I made up, the pawn. Never underestimate a pawn on the chessboard, because a pawn at any moment can sit at some point on the throne of a king. Overstand, the player can get played. So stop underestimating people. Someone might be homeless on the street smelling real bad today. By the end of the week, they could be your president, your king, your queen, your governor, your boss. You got to start seeing people equally. Treat people with respect. And those who come with disrespect, pass them by. You don't have to give them your energy. Well, you're going to stand there and argue with somebody just because they doing that, they triggering you. Duh. I just felt like, and I keep it moving because I'm not giving up that energy. I don't want to be mad all the time. Just because I feel it don't mean I have to be it. I can take those feelings and utilize them differently. I can put that same anger into a project like, oh, I'm determined. Turn that anger into determination. Turn that pissed off into a passion. All right. Turn that sad into a workout. You got to learn to be in control of you and stop allowing people, places, and things to control how you're going to feel and how you're going to think. All right, good people, this has been AnitaYarbrough coming at you from this room. Have a blessed day. And remember, I'm not here to make you think like me. Just think.